everyone, I'm Jo Davison from Naples, Florida, and I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about this new series of creams that Philadelphia has introduced. This week, we get to experiment with Italian cheese and herb, and right away, I thought lasagna. I don't know how many of you love lasagna? I do. And while I can say that I'm a fairly good cook, at least that's what I'm told, they eat my dinners every day, I have to say that I have been unable to perfect a great lasagna. So far, every lasagna I've ever tried has either been too runny, too dry, too bland, and most part, just ugly. Never looks like those pictures, ever. So even though I have tried every single recipe under the sun, is what it seems like, I've kind of given up hope. Until. But the day my box of Philadelphia cream arrived, I started getting inspired. I knew that I was once again going to attempt a lasagna. After tasting the Italian cheese and herb, it felt like it was just the best version of a bechamel that I'd ever tried. It was so good. The layers, the seasoning, I'd give it a try. So I guarantee, now follow me into the kitchen because I guarantee you're going to love this lasagna. With the help of Philadelphia's new cream and a couple little tricks I have up my sleeve, you will never look at lasagna the same way. Plus, it won't take you half the time. So let's go. I've already prepared the lasagna noodles according to the package direction. However, I did pull them from the water about 2 minutes before the package directed, only because I not only want them nice and al dente, but in the next process they will be cooking a little bit. So let's get ready and get those going. First thing we're going to do is get one of our lasagna noodles that is cooked and prepared. What you're going to do is you're going to create a tube with it, and it's going to pretty much just stick to itself. So we're not going to need any type of toothpicks or anything to hold it together. Now I have a little fryer here that has canola oil in it, and this canola oil is already set to a temperature of 375. We're going to dip our lasagna noodle in the egg, and we're just going to adhere our breadcrumb and cheese mixture to it. Now this gives it a wonderful texture when you're biting into it. There's no soggy lasagna, there's no noodles that are overcooked, undercooked, no area. Now that it's completely covered in our breadcrumbs, we're going to dip it in our hot oil carefully. On a paper towel just to absorb the grease. Now I am going to make probably about 12 of these just for dinner tonight, because that'll give everybody a few of them each. So I'm going to continue doing that, and then we'll get started on the filling for them. We're going to start off with 2 teaspoons of canola oil in a heated pan before we add in our meatloaf mixture. Because our cream is layered with so many different flavors, the only thing our meat mixture is going to need is some salt and pepper while we're cooking it up. While our meat is cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our lasagna noodles set up for cooking. And this is where the good stuff happens. We're going to take our casserole dish and our lovely Philadelphia cream. We're going to go ahead and take our cooking cream, and we are going to spoon it into our pan. We're just going to spread it across the bottom. Take half the container and spread it along the bottom of our pan. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take each of our lasagna noodles. We're going to set them up straight up so that we can fill them. It's going to be nice and crispy. without getting soggy. Our meat is completely cooked, and because it is the traditional mixture of your beef, veal, and pork, I recommend removing it from the heat, spooning it out, and clearing out the pan, because sometimes they can tend to be just a little too greasy before we add in our sauce and our ricotta. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Okay, drained the meat out, but left all the flavor in there. Just got rid of the excess grease. We're going to put our meat back in the pan, ready to go. And to it, I'm going to add either about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of spaghetti sauce, red sauce, whatever you'd like to call it, depending on how much meat you had and the thickness you want it. We don't want to go too much. Looks like a cup might work. Or it can be just any type of jar sauce that you like. Make sure your heat is on medium-high heat, and we're going to add in our ricotta cheese. It should look like. Our stuff aside, we're going to take it off of the heat. And we are going to start spooning this into our lasagna noodles. Okay. All we're going to do is spoon every single one in. You're going to go about halfway with the mixture on each one. And I'm going to show you what we do with the rest. And after we go ahead and fill one halfway, we're going to fill it, put some mozzarella in it, and then we're going to top it off with our mixture. So the mozzarella is going to be kind of sandwiched in between it. Our lasagna noodles are stuffed. So what we're going to do now is, with each one, even though they're standing straight up, we're just going to go ahead and lay them on their sides. So nice and stuffed now. Just putting them right next to each other. And it really doesn't matter on what arrangement you use. Cream, our Italian herby cheese. Just going to mix it up a bit. I'm just going to put just a dollop on top of each one. Just a little one. And just smear it a little bit. Once we stick it in the oven, it'll melt over. Okay, then once we've done that, we're going to do the same with the rest of our sauce. Just one little dollop on each of them. We're going to stick it in the oven at 5 minutes, just to let all of the sauces melt on top of each other and the cheese. Melted together. Let's take it out of the oven. Yum. Head and serve up a piece. Try. Wow. I may not be able to make the old world style lasagna, but this style rocks. I have to say that with my Fast and Fabulous Lasagna, I'm not in so much of a hurry. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.